this man's a guru. This man is such a kind soul, and he has an opinion that I really admire and respect, and all the people around him do as well. We're in for a treat. And without further ado, Justin Riley's on the Productive Conversations podcast. Justin, this is great, man. So happy to see you. What's up,
man? Not much. I mean, just getting like I said, like just coasting through life,
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure it out like we all are.
Definitely, man.
Good though. How are you?
Not too bad. Also coasting through life, figuring out new passions, getting rid of old ones that may have not made sense, but we're just always learning and trying to make things better for everyone. And that's what brings us here today. And the way me and Justin connected was the University of Hartford, and we got to know each other ironically, at the end of my senior year with working at SCA. I got the job at the last 4 months of school, or 4 or 5 months. And it really was great. I enjoyed it. And Justin was one of my supervisors. And that's what brings us here today, man. Mm-hmm. So this is so cool. So why don't we start off with this, Justin? You talked about figuring out life. I guess we'll start on a semi-deep note, but a note that anyone can get with. So it's 2021. It's been, we obviously know the last 2 years has been something for not only us, but this whole world. And lots of people have lots of ups and downs. But as things progress, as we're slowly getting back to a normal world, or not quite officially done the pandemic, but science is on our side and things are looking up. So I want to just ask you, Justin, as somebody who I really admire your opinion, and you really do, I feel, have a great grasp on life. Well, I'm sure you're always learning every day.
And that is the big thing. Yes. I'll never say I know everything, because I do not. And I'm going to always in my life be a continuous learner. Like,
seriously,
you have to learn.
Yeah. I think I've noticed the people who seem to be really high and fall down with so much cockiness and have a special opinions about themselves. They feel
that's your ego.
That's your ego. And you said that.
And let that go.
Exactly. And I think when it comes to that, definitely there has to be an ego in the sense that you really have to love yourself in that type of ego and have confidence in what you do, but don't let your confidence get confident, if that makes sense.
Don't see yourself as a god. Like, that's you.
And we've seen the various examples of people who referred to them and didn't always work out for that person. But, channeling this in, whether it's dealing through obstacles, whether it's, trying to get a grasp on everything, how do you handle, very tense, stressful situations, and what helps you overcome them and hopefully learn from them as well?
One thing that I will say that has really stuck with me and like really helped me to learn about myself and like really like what role do I play in this world around like that we're in is reflection. Like, reflection is everyone needs to reflect. You need to reflect. Some of us, I feel like we just go through the motions. We're like boom, 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 and we just move on to the next thing. Or sometimes, we go through something and either we're taught like, well, you need to get back up and dust yourself and keep going. Or some of us stay down, but we never take, I feel like a lot of times people don't take a second to really reflect on like even your day. That's something that I started doing every day is reflection. Is like, how was my day today? How was the way that I interacted with people? Did I see anything? Did anything trigger me? Anything like that? Because when you pay attention, like, it's like paying attention to yourself and getting to know yourself and learning more about yourself, because sometimes we don't even know why things stress us out. It's like really like a snowball effect. Like, something hits you, and then like that's like starting off your day rough, and then you just keep going, and then the next thing affects you, and the next thing affects you, and then you had a bad day, and then it turns out you had a bad week, and then it turns out you had a bad month, and you're just like, why me? And you just never took the time to really realize like what was that little thing that set it off. So I think for me, like I said, reflection has really been a big thing because it's helped me to learn like even like little things. Like I'll have interactions with people and I'll think about like, well, how did I come off? How did how was I perceived? How did I handle that situation? Did something happen to me? Because I realized a lot of stuff about myself. Like I had a lot of biases. I had a lot of things that just were like,
Mm-hmm.
you were in the wrong. So I don't get stressed as much as I used to these days, because reflection and meditation too. That's another thing. And people always afraid of meditation because they're like, I don't know how to meditate. Like, and they always think like meditate is you have to like crisscross your legs and it's
Yeah,
not
right.
like that. Like meditation is really like you could do meditating anywhere, like literally anywhere. Like just make sure that you're not. I mean, you have to think like you don't be doing nothing crazy.
Yeah, don't
But
drive.
it's
You don't be driving a car when you're
yeah, I'm
meditating. I
trying to
mean,
meditate, but you
yeah.
can driving though. You ever take like a long drive, like down the Merritt, it's real scenic,
Oh
and there's
yes,
nobody, nobody on the road. You're just in the trees and everything. I got time to think.
yes, yes.
That's when you need time. That's really what you need. You need time to think, and that's all meditation is. And thinking, and not being afraid to let your mind wander. Like that's another thing. Like your ego. Like sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want to think about that. I don't want. And
Mhm.
if your mind goes there, your mind goes there. It went there for a reason. You just gotta let it go and reflect and think about why those things are bothering you.
Yeah,
That's a So I think that's something that has helped me a lot.
I hear that. I think you really make it brings it to a head and brings it together with the reflection part. And basically, I was also just saying when it comes to meditating, obviously, like don't close your eyes and drive, of course, but you can
No,
also
no, no.
take deep breaths and I think that I really agree with you on the reflection part. And that's something I've really taken aback over the past few years, especially after this year, is learning from my mistakes. And I think I've been better at taking an understanding to take the bad things in, not being obsessed with them, but there has to be a point where you do have to let it in. It's what makes you human. I mean, it's simple. It's like Inside Out, obviously great Pixar movie. It is okay to have sadness in your life. That's just what makes
Yeah,
you human. And I think
exactly.
since that, since I really took that in, took that lesson, I think it's made me understand things better. And I, like you said, l- less stress in life than what it could be. I mean, I understand where you come from, like littlest things, and probably the best thing that I've eased over the past probably like 5 years is cynicism and not letting things control me, and also not letting people dictate who I am. It's me, it's people can have their opinions, and I can choose to, whether they want to have banter, have jokes, rush it off. I think that is an important skill to
Hmm.
have, not being so sensitive. And also, like you
That
said, reflection
yeah.
on the good and bad stuff. Oh, you were saying?
No, no, no. That's that what you said, like not being so sensitive about things. Like that's a whole nother conversation for itself. But the yeah, that reflection piece is the big part. Like,
Oh yeah. It goes a long way. You can always learn something from it too. And even in the fun stuff, one thing I since 2017, July 2017, July 28th, 2017, I started writing a journal after one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. Pretty much went to a concert and like it was supposed to be a good concert, having fun, like all these cool moments. We're gonna have these high school musical movie moments, and it was the worst time, the worst timing. I got really drunk and really embarrassed myself, and that's when I started like changing. Like I focused more on to not let that god awful embarrassing moments at that concert happen. I started writing a journal because, well, there's probably something I could learn from this and beyond. Plus, that's when I started focusing on my health more and like got into fitness and haven't really gone back ever since. Throughout those 4 years, I've had my slip ups, but I really learned from
you're
them as
human.
well,
You're human.
and planning not to push back from there. And it's really helped me a lot. And obviously, I know it might not help everyone, but I really think it's worth investing to and understanding things are going to be okay. I'm sure you you agree with that and such.
Yeah, like it's like you said, like even when bad things happen, you got to still look at that and learn from that too. And
Yeah.
like another thing that you could also like say too is it this kind of this clicked for me a couple years ago. So this is
Hmm.
not something new. I had to learn this. But like when something bad happens to me, I'm like, yo, how could that have been worse? That
Hmm.
could how could it have been worse? Right? Because like we when you tend to, when you wake up and you realize that you're not the only one going through shit. Like,
Oh
you
yeah,
know, everybody's going through shit. Like you said, this whole year, like everybody's going through shit. Everyone's going through their ups and downs. And maybe what maybe what I went through is different from what you went through.
yep,
But what you went through is more, it's more it more affects you because you went through it. Right. And
definitely.
also it could what you went through could have been totally more worse than what I went through. And but what I went through still crushed me. But I had to but that realized that wake up point, it was like, yeah, I had a shitty day. Maybe I had a shitty week. But there are people out here who are going through shitty things too, or even
Yeah,
shittier.
exactly. Some
And
people
it just
can't even
make
walk or eat
you,
or such.
yeah, and it makes you realize like, yo, why am I upset about this? I'm gonna be
Seriously.
upset for a little bit. I reflected on it. I thought about it. I'm not gonna compartmentalize it because a lot of time people do too. They like they just box it up. I'll deal with it later. No, deal with it now. You deal with it now because it's good. Like trauma. You don't deal with it. That's another thing. Trauma.
Yeah.
That shit is. You inherit that shit. Like you could pass that down to your kids if you never deal with it, right?
Right.
Like you could pass that trauma down
Both the
generations if
mental
you
and
never
physical
yeah,
aspect.
like if you never take the time to really deal with it, and you like you're gonna who knows, you're gonna pass that on, you're gonna take it out on your kid, or they're gonna learn that you got to break that cycle, and but that's when you got to realize too, like that's it, like that's a moment, that's an ego moment when when you lose your ego, when you realize, yeah, things happen, I'm applying myself, but also there are things that can hold on that can go out of my control and that I have no control over. And then you're like, oh shit, it's happening to everyone. But
Yeah.
how do I deal? How do I pick up the pieces? How do I learn from it? Because that's a big thing. What lesson did I need to learn? Because obviously this maybe it happened for a reason. Because you notice when you mess up on something and you don't learn from it, you just keep doing it.
Yeah. Those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it
You just keep
every
doing it
time.
because you but like you said, you reflected on it, you wrote, you learned something from it, and you said, you know what, I don't want to do that. I want to grow
Yeah.
from that. I want to learn. I want to be better than what the version that I just was.
And it turns into and you can really turn to some beautiful things out of it. One person's trash is another person's treasure, even if it's your own. For instance, like some of the journal entries I wrote, I turn them into blogs that are on my site. You can check out productiveconversationspodcast.com. I like to write little short stories for fun as well that have turned to, my own embarrassing moments, but also like some of my great moments you could turn to as well. And if some people are willing to share your stories with them, you could get inspired with it. And that's where I really got older, understanding dramatic licensing. And like if you tell things exactly how they are, sometimes it could be tedious, and some stories could be really extended to take a long time. But if you hear these little aspects or things, you could really gain a lot from it. And I think that's what's just great. And it all brings us down to the reflection part and always learning. And then when the good things do happen, appreciate it. Remember these moments. Remember how you feel. Because as much as losses are short lived, wins are short lived as well. So that's why you have to just take it in. And we all are capable of making it happen.
Exactly. And like you said too, like how you want to turn you write down your things, like you want to turn that into blogs or you turn that into stories and stuff like that.
Yep.
Also, another thing, like when you take the time to reflect, like you realize there was a lesson in that story, and
Oh
you
yeah.
then tell that story, and that's another way that we don't. I feel like sometimes we don't learn from each other because we don't listen to each other. We always,
Yeah,
everybody always
listen.
want to be like talk, 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 talk. No, I want to be louder. I want to be the loudest one in the room. And like you don't sit back and like just I said like reflect on these people's stories, and because you could
Yeah,
I'll,
right.
I'll I say this, there's two ways you could learn a lesson. You can learn it yourself, or you could learn it from somebody else, from
Oh
telling
yeah.
you a story, and you're like, oh shit, I never thought about that. I never
Yeah.
thought about that. That makes me think. So some people are blessed because they've had they if you listen to people, if you listen to their stories and the lessons that they learned and how they tell the story, whatever, you could navigate through a lot of bullshit, and not have to deal with it, because you had that first experience from somebody else. But you could not listen, and whatever, and then it's gonna happen to you, and then you're like, I don't know what to do. This is my first time it ever happened to me. So you just that's another good thing. Like I'm a big believer on, like, and this is why I'm happy that you do this kind of type of podcast, is stories. Like
Oh yeah.
everyone has a story.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has a story. And when you realize that everyone has a story, and not one person's story is more important than the other,
Yep.
because we all go through different
There
things.
you
But when you realize that people have a story, and like they're just vessels of knowledge, because if you want to be a continuous learner, that's for me. Like, have conversations with people, learn from them. If you know, as long as it's meaningful, it's not like stupid, but exactly, go kind of theme with your like productive conversations, like
mm-hmm.
something that you could really just learn from each other and walk away and be like, that really made the gears in my mind kind of think a little bit.
Oh yeah, and whether they're deep stories, hilarious stories, even just the smallest little things, they go so far. And if there's anything to get out of this one show, if there's one legacy for that, it just shows, look at this. All these people, non-celebrities, are all fascinating in their own way. We're in our late 80s episode in the late 80s right here, and we're only continuing from that. And it also just proves you can make content out of anything. We are just as interesting as the influential people we worship, and that's what this show could do. That's what your regular conversations in life do, with or without the microphones. And you can really always get something out of the smallest or biggest interactions.
Hmm. Hmm. Exactly.
Oh man,
Exactly.
great times. And that's why we're here, because I know you just adding to the stories and being productive to that. So one story I'm interested in with you, Justin, one of the things I really respect what you've been doing with your glow up, working hard in the gym. I'm a Team Planet Fitness member as well. They help
Uh-huh.
encourage to change my health and fitness
Hmm.
lifestyle. How's it going for you? I see you working with the trainer. She seems to, really hold it down. Shout out to
you
her.
you might know, you don't know the trainer. You remember Shay
Shape, I
from
said,
SCA?
probably in person. And I
She
remember I
the
wasn't in
grad
SCA that
assistant.
long. I think I remember. I think I do remember. But it
Yeah.
definitely, if we see in person, it'll click like that.
Yeah, she's my trainer. So she's like my sister, but she got her own little business. Shout out EC Fitness, hit her up. She's a good
Shouts
personal
to
trainer.
EC
Um
Fitness.
EC Fitness. But she really, like, she helped me because it was, you remember college, I was big, I was big. I don't care what nobody said. I was big. I saw pictures and I was like, damn, you couldn't tell me to put it down. Shit, you couldn't tell
Oh,
me to put
I
the
know
plate down.
exactly what you mean.
Like, that pal, phew, I was big. I mean, I'm still big, but like, I was big. So when you start looking back, I just, I don't really feel healthy.
Yeah.
Like, I was just scared. So like I started losing weight like after college, and then I just, you just plateau.
Yep.
You just plateau. Like, it's like, man. And then I lost weight, and then I was just like, I was like, you know what? I'm good. You think you good. You think you
Mm-hmm.
good. And then you hit the slope. And then I started realizing I don't think I'm good. I think I'm just settling. That's all I wanted to do. But it wasn't really until like COVID. When COVID happened, people had choice. You know, you could sit there and do nothing, or you could
Yeah.
do something. You could figure out what you like to do. The choice is on you.
Mm-hmm.
So when COVID happened, I was in the house freaking eating like we was about to be like we couldn't leave the house like there was zombies. I was eating everything like quarantine shopping, opening like
Mm-hmm.
eating board out of the fridge, and I just gained like 30 pounds when I stepped on the scale. I was like, damn, you're just doing nothing but eating. So I just realized like I was like, nope, we're not doing this. You're gaining the weight that you lost. We're not doing this. And then I started working with Shay, my trainer, and she really just she helped me. She set it out. She makes it real easy. The way I don't even have to train with her in person. It just she sends me everything. She got a whole little app. It's
All
good
right.
for me. So during quarantine, I was just working out in the house, and then then I started watching. I was eating, and um, then when the gym started open, I was going to the gym during the pandemic. I go to the gym. I was wearing a I was going. I didn't give a shit. I was going
That's
because
what's
I
up.
already was starting, yeah, and I was ready to lose a weight. And I was like, you know what? I'm in this whole process because I was also like during lockdown, like I was on a real like we need to get your mind, your body, and your spirit right.
Yep.
Like I need a total recharge, and I took that time to really find myself and like love myself and figure out everything that I wanted to do, and and things that I wanted to learn and all that kind of stuff. So I took that time was precious to me. It was valuable. It might have stressed some people out. It did stress me out too. But again, how you deal with your stress is different from everyone else. So I really took that time to woosah. So getting my body right, working out. And I got a lot to go. Like I ain't nowhere where I want to go yet, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm so much more happier than I
Yeah.
was, right? And that I think when you feel happy, when you good, you put good energy out. You know what I mean? You really like people people like, oh, you look so happy, oh, you glowing, oh, you da da da. I was like, just I'm just my mind is right too, everything is right. So like I said, like I still have more to go, and it's a little battle every day, but like I feel like you just gotta keep yourself motivated. The good part about it too is that I'm like when this thing that we're like she puts us on a group, so like we can all hype each other up, and you see when somebody
Yep.
gets something like that. So if I don't go to the gym, I feel like I let them down a little bit. I also feel like I let her down. I know I should be feeling like I let myself down, but that's a big thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
I hate letting other people down. So
Right.
once I get committed to something, once I do something, I'm gonna take off with it.
Look at that. I mean, I love it. And it's a relatable story too. And I know what you mean. Like, same thing after college, and especially after that embarrassing concert. I needed something to get my mind off. That was the initial thing. Okay. Like I've always worked out, always around a gym one way or the other. Sometimes in high school, took it more serious. I was there, learned how to do the fundamentals. Then I guess it was then it was the second semester senior year when I started really paying attention and like putting money and effort into it and figuring out my motivators. And then when the concert happened, it just made a fool out of myself. One, I learned about, man, I can't get that drunk ever again. Really, like that was a moment.
Everybody got their moments, man. Everybody got a story when they got too messed up. So you do not feel, don't sit here and feel bad. I mean,
Oh,
it's good you
exactly.
learned about it. I can tell you a list of mine, but don't worry
Yeah.
about it. You are good.
Appreciate it, man. And well, that was the first to, okay, I'm getting this fitness thing. I have a routine. Maybe I really take it seriously. And then obviously the biggest thing is the food, once and for all. I have to now get my body used to eating a healthy way. And it did. And it lasted a solid 2 years. And then the same thing, you hit the plateau. At the time, I was really working a lot and not really paying attention to my schedule as much. I was just really focusing on sleeping more. And then when you do that, you wind up stress eating, you eating late at night, you are eating regular chips again, and then you're drinking the drinks you gave up. And then 6 months later, you look at a picture. It was the SantaCon 2019. I was like, shit, this has to I
Ain't
am
it the
not
worst
navigating
when
it.
you see the pictures, right? When you
Yep.
see the pictures and the videos, I want to slap everybody else that was in the picture.
Right. You're
Like,
just like, I want
like,
to
come
tackle
on,
myself. Why
you're like
didn't
you,
anybody say something? Like, that's another thing it shows.
no.
You really do have to trust yourself. You have to be the ultimate motivator. I think that's another thing I got out of that. And so, obviously I was getting bad into it in 2019, and then March 2019 the very beginning of 2020, March 2020 happens. And so then I was just like, okay, all I could do was walk. And the same as you, then when I went back to the gym, I need to slowly get into this. And then I learned if I can lose all that weight once, I can do it again. I think that was a big thing, realizing that. And ever since then, at first still like getting used to, again, the eating the foods, buying less foods. you know I won't lie, I think fast food is one of the most wonderful things in this country, but you can't have it,
Listen,
you can't abuse it.
can't
And
abuse it. It's you can treat yourself, and
oh
trust
yeah.
me, I have my cheat days too. We all
Yep.
do. But like I just make up for it when I go to the gym. I'm like, well, you got to run that extra 2 miles because you wanted to have that. So
Exactly. Right. And so since then, and then it really came together in um the winter 2021. Now I'm doing the show, still applying to jobs again. I think I got this grasp. I'm gonna do a once and for all, and then choosing, chicken and spring mix over grilled chicken and spring mix over something like when you think you're clever with your low in fat burgers and then fries that are baked instead. I was like, okay, I'm just playing myself at this point. Just focus on the food and necessities, and then the taste will come. And ever since then, over the past 3 months, I've been blessed to feel the way I do, and keeping at it. Planet Fitness moved in Norwalk from one side of town in this
we
little
got the
office
big
where,
John now.
yeah,
Yeah, my friend goes there. She was mad at that small one. She was like, "Yo, this
yeah.
is so small. There's like two machines, and now they got this big one." Yeah,
It was in
yeah.
the small little office building in a random corner where stoners would go to this big mountain to smoke weed. And yeah, you don't know. I really want to personally thank like the CEOs of that gym. They just moved us to a legitimate Planet Fitness. Like that's
Yeah,
what it was. It had the name, and I still appreciate it, but it just didn't have that feel. And it's humongous. It's really hard to not. I I haven't been really there when it's extremely crowded. I've been there when there was pretty packed days, but I can still get a machine. And the massage chairs, hydro massage chairs
the
is, oh
massage
my God,
chairs.
got to get a black card.
Oh yeah,
And
that's what I got. I got black card. So
mhm,
even like I use it here. If I go somewhere else, I'm like, oh yeah, we can use it anywhere. So
yeah, I've done it in the city. I've done it in Massachusetts. I've did it once in Florida. Like that black card is a game changer. And yeah, and then just take not eating, no more late night eating, focusing on the water. And
the water is a big thing too. That's a
oh yeah.
Trust me, and I'm not a fan of water because it just don't taste like nothing on it. Only way I could drink water, like you drinking water, like go 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 go. It has to
Mhm.
be ice, damn cold. It needs to be cold
Really?
ice, all that. Yeah, I'm not a fan. They say you should drink the warm temp water.
I like the
Well,
nice cool one, like a little bit over room temperature. Ice water, on really big days for me, I can see where it comes from. But yeah, that's just been really
you had to
tricking
be
my
on
body in that
blast.
way has been such a blessing, and I've been saving money from it. And yeah, of course, sometimes it gets tedious, but um, my personal motivators, I always look at like superhero workout transformations, like those glow ups, like seeing how like Chris Pratt turned into the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy, or Scarlett Johansson into Black Widow, or
That's another thing though. You want to get like that though. If you want to
yeah,
get like that, you can, but you gotta have the money. You gotta have the
exactly.
money. You
Yes,
gotta have
yes,
the money to eat that way. You gotta have the money to have the right trainer, all that kind of stuff. You gotta pay
yes.
somebody to motivate you because that That's
Exactly.
what you got.
Yeah, and like what I mean by that is like of course if I want to get into the rock shape, you have to set realistic goal. I mean, it's not impossible, but you have to literally change everything. That's a 24/7
Rock been
job.
training forever.
But if you like if that at least just inspires you just to go to the gym, that's the biggest part. Like that's the key. Like, okay, they could do it, I could do it. And then once you're there, the best feeling is instead of sleeping, getting an extra hour and a half of sleep, if you use that for the gym, I mean, what's better than that, right?
There's nothing there. Like days that I don't go to the gym, I feel like crap.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, I just been sitting in the house. I feel lazy. I know you got to rest, but then I'm not doing nothing but just like, no. So
Coming together and making it work.
yeah, yeah. So if when I go, I feel good, and that's like another thing, like that motivation piece. Like I try to be pretty humble, and I don't like to like I don't like to like post like shit when I do stuff or whatever. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
whatever, just go. But what you said, like if I see somebody and they post something and they're like, yo, you be like, I gotta go to the gym because this motherfucker's working out. Like I gotta work it. Or you see
exactly.
some
That's big.
like you see somebody and they really doing it. It kind of like puts it in perspective. Like if they could do it, I could do it too. So like when I do post stuff, like I'm not posting it for clout. I'm not posting it for like nobody be like, oh, it's in the gym. I'm just posting it because I do have people be like, yo, I gotta go to the gym now because you're going to the gym. I'm like, well,
Exactly.
if I could make you go to the gym, then that because I know I feel good after I go to the gym. So
Right. That's the key. It's not, you're not there to show off and be some. I mean, of course, there's definitely
to
many
show off,
people
but
who
I'm
definitely
not
do
in the
that,
shape
but
yet to be showing off yet.
but at least it just shows you hard work's done and that you could get the most important thing is just getting your ass in there and it's going to go a long way. And however those little things add to it and whatever you see mentally to get you there, do it because your body's going to thank you most of all. And then it's just no everyone. I mean, I think more people are coming to the idea that really the gym is for your mental health too. And doing that and helping that out goes a long way. You want to know one thing too? You mentioned things about seeing people on social media that inspires you. I'm gonna do something that if you don't mind me saying that, I kind of did that similar with this show, and I've never admitted this. Now, I always wanted to do the podcast. That's always been on my mind for probably 6 years that I think like I'm gonna do this. And then when there was two motivating factors. I mentioned my dad saying I was being a bum, staying around all day while looking for a job. But that's definitely a big major factor. And the show Productive Conversations is really, it's not a slight at him, but it's just like this is what I'm doing in the time that that they thought I wasn't doing much. I'm doing productive conversations.
You're
But
doing
there is
something.
the extra little kick, and I've never said this before, was some people made podcasts during this pandemic too. And a lot of them are still making it. Some they just did it to pass the time and whatever and stuff like that. So I see these two dudes make a podcast and I was literally like, really, these two motherfuckers? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do my own show after that. It was literally these two dudes who put me over the edge. All right, I'm gonna use the money I have to get this equipment. If these two dudes can do it, I can do it.
I can
And
do it. Yeah.
and well, I honestly, in all seriousness, I owe a lot to them, and I don't know if they'll ever know who they are. I will say they've been on the show, but we'll admit that when the memoir comes out, who these two dudes were. But I owe them a lot because they really, if I don't, I think eventually I would have started the show anyways, but I don't know if it would have came as soon as it was if I didn't see those two starting a show. So that's what helped me. And it just shows like what you say is the motivating factor, not using that jealousy or envy to have pity for yourself, but doing it to make your own thing better and being original.
No, that is exactly like that makes me think like too, like when you think about like everything that's going on and what you could be doing and like sometimes people are like, well, what can I do to like what can I do? Especially now. Like people
Yeah.
are like stressed or you're always like, well, what can I do? Like literally just be you and be a good person.
Yeah.
Like it is so easy but so hard. Like even like you like maybe these people will never know how they affected you or what
Yeah.
they did, right? But people, you play a little, even the littlest role in people's lives sometimes, and you don't even know it. Like, you ever heard a story and somebody gonna tell you I want you to know, like, you did something, and like they tell you the story, or maybe you've told someone a story
Hmm.
on how they, like, how what they did affected you, and you're like, oh shit, I didn't think I was that, I didn't think I was that important, right?
Right.
You could really shape somebody's, day, destiny, whatever, just by the interactions that you have with people. You put out good stuff, you can motivate people. Like, for me, like, I don't understand. Like, some people, I get it, you have bad days, whatever. But when I see people, I always smile at people. I see,
Yeah, me
I
too.
people manners, like, thank you, hello, how you doing? Like, you just never know. Somebody have a shitty day. Like, you could change that, you could change their whole day or something. Like, you just never know.
Really.
Like, you how impressionable you are in people's lives. So if it could be anyone, like, maybe the person that you interacted with yesterday is not as important as the person that you interacted with today, or maybe they're neither one of them are as important or will play some big role in, like, the way the world is shaped or whatever. But you just never know, like, how you could affect that person, right?
Yeah,
And what butterfly effect it could affect. So
absolutely.
just being like a light. I always tell people, they don't let that light inside of you burn out. If you have a good light, and they like, just pass it on.
Pass it
You got
on.
pass it
Pass
on.
it
You got to
on.
be protective of it though, because
Absolutely. Yes. You definitely don't want to sell your soul out for people who get taken advantage of for it. But you need to
no.
show that backbone, and you need to show the appreciation for things as well. And like, never forget the people who are patient with you, and you have to do the same for them, because of that's the human aspect that we're, really instilling. And everything is always a learning experience, and you can always take something out of it. And this might be weird to say, but somebody is always watching. So that's why, whether you're a content creator, whether you're a writer, whether you want to be a teacher, whether you want to be a mentor, whether you want to be an athlete, any profession in this world, any hobby, somebody's watching, and you have to be yourself for that. It's like the Michael Jordan quote. He said, no matter what, he went hard every single game he ever played. And he said, yeah, there's somebody watching me for the first time. I can't let them down. I have to give them everything I got. And I think that's a really great parallel in life too.
hmm just, yeah, like, even if I'm going through something, I'm not gonna pass that on to somebody else.
Yeah,
I
no.
always you want to bring out, I want to bring people some type of happiness. Like, even, I ain't trying to, like, do everything, but if I could bring some comfort to you, you know, why not? So
Yes,
that's
and it
something
will
that,
go a long way for someone, and they will remember it. It's so true. The Maya Angelou quote: "You may not always remember what people said to you. You may not remember what people did, but you always remember how people made you feel." And I understand there's some people, and it's sad that they choose to make people feel awful, but there's more decent people out there than people think, I feel. So giving that great energy and passing it on, they will do the same for someone else. I genuinely believe that.
no, I I believe that. Like, people are gonna always remember, because if it affected you in a bad way and it triggered you, you're gonna remember. Or if it affected you in a good way and it triggered you, you're gonna remember that. Like, I try to tell that to everyone. I'm like, you don't pass that negative energy to someone else. Deal with it, reflect on it, figure out why it's negative. Don't pass it on, because I'm telling you, that
Mhm.
trauma, that stuff is inherited. If you
Yes.
don't deal with it,
You
you
have to
don't
give that
deal with it.
contagious good vibes, and it does exist. And that just enhances your life experiences as well. I'm sure we've all that those random moments in life where you had the coolest interaction with someone at like a restaurant. Like, I remember I went to Vegas with my family. I guess shit, this is about 10 years ago. My parents always wanted to renew their vows in Vegas. That was their big life goal, and they did it. And we went out there. I was only 17, so I couldn't like enjoy the, you know, the grown up part of Vegas.
The Vegas, you came the Vegas world.
Yes, which I still want to do someday, of course. But I just remember this great waiter at the Rainforest Cafe. I can't tell you his name, but he was just like this surfer bro dude with a goatee, and he was just telling us wisdom stories throughout. And to this day, I remember who he was, and hopefully, I can run into him someday. And that just, that just brightens your day. He didn't have to do that. We're just some randoms for people from the East Coast, but he decided to make that valiant effort. And I know other people have it in them to do the same. And hopefully in this summer where things come back together, we can just see more examples of that. And yeah,
Exactly.
just trust people. I understand most people definitely
Yeah.
stress you out, but
Yeah. So you gotta, you could you could trust people. Not everyone's gonna have you.
yes, of course.
I'll be realist too. Like never gonna have your best intention, but you gotta go into it. You know, feel it out, but go into it with your best intention. But if you
Exactly.
feel
Yeah,
it's
that's a
not,
better way to explain it. Like,
yeah,
you have your best intention out there, and more people will respond in a more positive light than you think. I think that's a better way to explain it. Yeah, you definitely don't want to give everything in your trust, because people will take advantage of that for granted. But at least,
exactly,
like you said, at least if you're kind and you're a good person and you give that to even the strangest of strangers, it will go a long way. And
hmm
just don't lose who you are while you're doing it in the process.
exactly. That's kind of like that's like why I say like I'm enjoying the process that
Mm-hmm.
I'm going through, is because like I've always, I guess when I was younger, I don't know. I thought I always wanted to be the master of my destiny, and I
Mm-hmm.
thought like I knew what I wanted to do, and I was gonna do this, and I was gonna do it this way, and this way, and this way, and these were my goals, and everything. And like I realized like life throws you curveballs,
Yeah,
and
it
you
really
can
does.
learn from them. But if you learn from them, it really is your I think like your destiny. I don't know. It's real. This I get real deep sometimes,
Oh, I
philosophical.
encourage it,
But
man.
I like my path has like been so like I'm so happy of the path that I've had, because I feel like it's taken me to this point. Like sometimes like people don't like learn these lessons. I think they
Mm-hmm.
don't deal with them or whatever. But I've had a very interesting like way of life, and like everything that's taken me here. I'm like, I guess I was meant to do this for a reason, because how else would I have learned these situations, like
Yeah,
how to deal with them?
that's
And I
why I'm.
try to pass that on.
Oh,
What were you gonna say?
absolutely. Like what you're saying, some golden stuff right here, Justin. I feel the same way about, if I had my destiny chosen and picked, I would be probably married to Victoria Justice, who I have the biggest crush on. And I don't know, I would be like host of the Tonight Show. But better yet, I'm hosting the Productive Conversations podcast because it's my own. And it's because of the life experiences that I've had, and everyone, all the amazing guests who made this possible. There's no show without the guests. It's the guests who make the show, and the audiences who tune in every week as we start growing an audience and a community for it. It's it's worth going through these experiences because um it makes doing the show so easy, giving people a chance to show themselves, and I'm always gaining something out of it. And somebody listening to this, whether listening it or watching it on YouTube, they're gaining something from these stories and what they thought their destiny was. But most importantly, you get a real authentic experience that you
It
can
makes
pass
it
down to
real.
people.
Yeah, it makes it real. It makes it authentic, and it's like it's very like transparent. Like we're like you kind of like put everything to the side, and you're really just like I said, like you're just talking. You're talking to each other. That's I think like what made me realize like I like talking to people. Like
What's that?
even though sometimes I get tired of people, trust me, I get you get drained. But
Oh yeah.
I I like talking to people It was when, again, not traditional, like it was weird. I went back to school for counseling. And when I started doing that, like you talk to people, and then I realized like I have to also talk to people, and we're talking about our problems and da da da. Da.
Hmm.
And that, like, I was like, wow, I'm learning from them. They're learning from me. I'm learning from myself. Like, that's when I learned like conversations are powerful, especially if you have like very, very good ones.
Yeah.
You
And
learn so much.
just with that too, and like obviously you don't have to get into specifics, but when you talk to somebody and they talk about very stressful situations they experience or someone close to them experience, and sometimes even traumatic moments, and they say a lot of heavy stuff, like how do you personally, whether through work or your personal life, how do you grasp some of the most intense moments, and whether you want to, give your take on it or just helping someone go through a rough time? Like, what's your personal strategy when
My
when talking to someone through intense
my
obstacles?
my personal strategy for that, when people talk to me about like their like issues or their problems or things that they're going through, is like really like, one, I know that they just need us. They A lot of times we just need someone to listen to us. That's a big thing. Like, you ever talk and then you're talking and then sometimes you make a realization yourself. You're like, oh shoot, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
But one thing I try to do is, um before, I don't really try to give people advice, for like, I know that's really like bad to say. I I try to help them navigate their own, what they believe is the
Hmm.
solution, because at the end of the day, people gonna do people are gonna do what they want to do regardless. Like, like I could tell you to do something and you'd be like, yeah, 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 but it's not you doing it, so I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? Like people don't always take other people's advice, but you'll take your own advice before you take
Yes.
somebody else's advice. It's just what we do. We're human. So what like I had to realize too, and this all came from school, is like you got to realize your biases. Like, if someone tells you something, like you're telling, and it triggers me, I could give you advice on something that I would do because you just triggered me into that. We've had the same situation, right? And then I'm gonna, put that on you, and then that probably wasn't the best situation for you because that's how maybe I would have not dealt with it. So I
Hmm.
try to realize that if in all situations, like if I'm biased in the situation, and if I am biased, what are my biases? Realize that really quick. And then sometimes I just listen and people just talk, and then you just kind of help them. But I don't not trying to pick or choose where you should go. Because I don't that's when you start thinking that you God, and I'm not, that's not me. I don't think that. I just try, when people come for me advice, I listen to them. I don't try to relate things to myself. That's a like, I'm not, don't tell me something and then like, I know what you're going through. Like, I also went through this similar thing. Like, let me tell you about it. Cause now you're just taking everything like how they're feeling, and you now made
Hmm.
it about yourself. I realized that a while before, a long time ago, that I used to do that to people. I try to be really relatable to people. I'm like, oh yeah, like da, 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 like I know, like trying to be
Hmm.
relatable, and you take away their moment. You just are
Right.
like, bitch, I came to you for help, and you want to talk to me about your problems? Like, you just flipped it. So I just try to go into it with a clear head, really, and try to help them find the way out of what they're going through. And sometimes they really, really, sometimes people just need someone to listen to.
Wow, Justin, you just gave me some amazing content right there. And not that this is to make content, of course, but I think you most importantly, you gave just an authentic, real answer on how, on a very hard situation, because throughout our lives, no matter what age we are in, sometimes we have to be there. That's a part of passing it on for the people, especially we care about. And sometimes it's heavy for people. And even me personally, whether I'm talking with someone and I just don't know what to do. And that's why I just knew, because you have such a great head on your shoulders and just an authentic, genuine person, I just knew that you would be able to give a great take, not only for me, which I appreciate dearly, but everyone who's listening to this. So thank you for that. I think that's an amazing answer,
Thank
and
you.
it's really great.
That's just how I deal with it.
Yeah, and, I talked to someone before on the show about too, and I believe that's called active listening, when it's not about giving your perspective, and like you said, I'm not here to hear about how you solved the situation. I remember one specific situation that made me realize that was just long story short. I remember just asking for someone's take on something I was dealing with work. Long story short, they were talking about how they used to. They're a vet now, and I'm sure they're amazing. And she was just talking about how, oh, I used to. You complain about your work, I have to clean shit all day, and I'm like, yeah, that is true, and that sucks. But like, okay, I need to learn the other perspectives on this. But I know exactly what you mean. It's just being there for someone. That's the one thing. If anything, if I don't know the answer, all I just say is, hey, I'm there for you. I'm there any which way, no matter in this 24 hours. I might not have the answer, but at least I'm on your side. I have your back the whole way through.
Like, that's it. Like I don't have, maybe I don't have the answer. I don't, and and that's what I feel like when you do that, when you talk to someone, it makes it you then make it so much more authentic.
Hmm.
Right? That conversation is like, all right, yeah, but I know that you're here for me. I know that I could come to you. I know that, in some way I have someone to talk to about it.
Yes. And
And
not,
that's
blading that their info out or telling everyone that. Is just earning that trust for it too.
yeah, the trust is a big, big thing. A trust, like that from like even from like a counselor perspective, but even anything, like you need to trust the person because you are, you know, we as humans, we're like naturally defensive, and like depending
Yeah.
on what we go through, some of our walls are higher and thicker than others. So when you start letting those walls down, you become vulnerable, and I think that's a big thing that scares people, is that vulnerability. I'm really like, you're seeing me, like you're seeing, I'm telling you what's going on in my mind, like you're really seeing me. And that it can be scary for some people because if you don't trust them, they can hurt you, right? So a lot of times we don't go, like when we're going through deep stuff, we don't just, like if you're going through something, I would hope that you have someone you can go to and you can talk to, but sometimes not everyone has someone like that.
Yeah.
So they deal with that, they internalize that thing, and then they don't know how to deal with it because they don't have no one to talk it out with. Because sometimes when people think, when they talk to themselves, they think like, I'm crazy, I can't talk to myself.
It's okay. We all need to. That's again the reflection. It's okay to do that, and we all sometimes talk to ourselves when we need to the most, because sometimes you are you're either your biggest enemy or your most important ally, and that's where you have to draw the line for that. So it really is okay. And Justin, I just know that this is why you're great at what you do, not only for work, but also just whether it's here on this show or just the most important being there for someone in your family's or friend's life. We just appreciate people like you, Justin. We need more people like that.
Thank you. And you just need to surround yourself with people like that because they will
Yeah.
pull it out of you. That is a big thing. I feel like I've been truly blessed to have friends and family that I could really call, especially friends that you could really call your friends. Like
Yeah.
not
Real
yeah, real friends. When I realized, like when I got older, I realized I really have like friends that I call my family. Like I have a tribe. Like that's a big thing. You need to have a tribe. You need to have a group of supporting people that, that are there for you and that they are there for you. And people take that for granted. Some people like say, "I have friends." Do you really have friends? They say, "Show me your friends. I'll show you." What do
Yeah.
they say? "Show me your friends. I'll show you mine," or I can't remember, something like that. But
Yeah. I know what you mean.
yeah, but if who you keep around you is a reflection of yourself. So if
It
you got
really is.
shiesty people around you, then you must be a shiesty person. But even if you have one good person around you, there's someone that you keep, even one good person, that says a lot about you that you could keep that relationship. But I've been like, I thank God and I've been blessed that I was able to connect with so many people at UHeart that we are like like these gonna be the people that our kids are gonna be all be going on family
Yeah,
vacations and all that kind of stuff because like those are my ride or dies. Like I
exactly.
have a lot of acquaintances and stuff like that and friends like but don't like we're friends and I'm so happy to have you as a friend and have conversations with you and things like that and all that kind of stuff. But I'm pretty sure the same way like you have a group of people that is you like that these are my people right here. You can call them up, you can do
Exactly.
anything. We all have them. We all have them. But keep making connections with people. If you can, if you are blessed and you are able to make your circles bigger and stuff like that, that's a great thing to have that circle of support. Because like I'm like look at all the people that want to come on your show, right? A lot of people that want to come on your show, they support you. Like we support you. So I know you feel good to when you hit somebody up, you're like, hey, you want to come on my show? Like, sure, not a problem. Because because they support you. So that's it. I know it feels good for you to have that circle around you, that tribe of people that support you, listen to your podcast. And I'm pretty sure you have days you're like, oh, is this worth it? And then you have conversations, or you have, maybe you might inspire people. Like I said, like I'm happy to see you do your podcast because this is something that I wanted to do. So who knows? Maybe I might pick my stuff up because I got to get it actually out the way and experience like what it is to do it. So you are inspiring people, and you have that circle of support around you. So you're blessed. I'm blessed, and everyone
Thanks.
that you encounter is blessed. Like because we just keep passing on that light.
I'm very blessed, and thank you for your kind words, Justin. And yeah, I like I said, this show is everyone who's ever taken the time to come on, and every person who's taken the time to watch and subscribe and listen. Don't take it for granted. Every single number means a lot to me, and that's why. And I just really, like I said, it's really a mission too, is to show that people have the worst in themselves. So every person who does it means a lot. And yeah, and it just means so much that people are there for me. And like you said, most of all, it's time for me to pass it on to them and showing people they can do it. I mean, Justin, if you have a podcast, I am subscribing every single day, and there's no rush for it. Whenever you're ready, the equipment's gonna be there. So once you're ready to get it, it's gonna be amazing. And I just believe in everyone. I think that's the one thing when I go out into making the show. I really believe I can, I mean, it's all them and it's their words at the end of the day, but I really believe that they can open themselves to show how amazing they are. It's really showing the celebrity out of the, well, but what I mean by that is just showing that person of influence that everybody has it in them if they want it. And with that too, understand not everybody's the same, feels the same. Some people are awful, some people don't respond, but know that there are people who are there for you as well, and you just shake it off, and it's their loss at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's you
Right.
just yeah you when you realize that like they're not like I said like not everyone in the world is good, but you came into this situation with good intentions, right?
Yes.
You didn't come into that situation with wanting to hurt or do anything, right? You came into it with great intentions. You did all you could do, and if the situation works or it didn't, out of your control. But when you think about that, like, did I do everything I could do? That reflection piece, did I do everything that I was supposed to do? Yeah. All right. What else happened? That's out of my control. So
Absolutely.
you can't get stressed about it. Like you said, like you dust it off, you keep going. You can't get stressed, but you realize that in that situation, I handled myself correctly.
May not always get what you want, or you might not always get what you want in life, but if you're kind and you work hard, great things will happen. Karma is real for a reason. And I,
Karma
I
is
think,
real.
yeah, I mean, if you've seen this Rachel Nichols situation and this shady things, I mean, that's just what I say, but hopefully the best case scenario happens with what's going on. But regardless, the point I'm making is that karma is real, and no matter, it will always come back to you one way or the other. Even if for 100 years, or we'll say 30 years, you thought when you did someone dirty, you never know where they could come, and then
Mm-hmm.
zoop comes
Mm-hmm.
back to you. And that just makes
Mm-hmm.
me God fearing and karma fearing. So just doing it
I,
the right thing, and then it just made me turn into having that genuine motivation too.
yeah, like why, like it should be so authentic, like
Hmm.
to be nice, to come off nice. Like if everyone came with that intention, like I'm coming to in this with good intentions, the world wouldn't be the way it was now. That's, obviously, I pray and I'm hoping that, we get to that point, but you're gonna have a few bad apples. But we could like, I think peace and positivity, all that kind of stuff. I'm kumbaya these days. Not all the
Oh
way,
yeah.
but but I'm trying to get to that point where you know, like I said, what you put out there is gonna come back tenfold. Like if you are out there being shitty, yeah, it might not, you might get away with it for a while, but it might hit you later. Just
And if
saying. But if you put out good stuff, same thing. Sometimes people think too. They're like, "Oh, I'm just gonna do good so it can come back to me instantly." Like that shit might not come back to you like years down the road.
exactly.
So don't do it for those intentions that you're gonna. I'm gonna put good things out because I want them to come back to me. Yeah, that's gonna happen. But if you just do it automatically because that's the right thing to do, you ain't got nothing else to worry about. The
Always
rest of
do the right thing.
everything else will fall into place.
Yeah.
Even when you feel confused, you feel stuck, or God, the universe, whatever you want to believe, anything is gonna come back to you because you have a little faith, and you're just being a good person. Like always come into the situation with the best intentions. Now, if if something happened and their intentions was not good, then you leave the situation. But at the
Don't
end of the day,
stoop
when
to
you
their
reflect,
level.
yeah, at the end of the day, when you reflect on it, you go, you know, could I have done anything different? No, I liked what I did. Or if you like something you didn't do, reflect on it and then go, well, if I go into that situation again, I know I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. That's as long as you have that and you take it one day closer to be the best person you could be and making it, life's in a better
Yes.
place. So,
Yes.
and every single day, even after this podcast, we will make sure we stay true to our words with that. Oh, Justin, this is what I'm talking about. Great stuff here. As we wind this down and reflect on some other funny things, let's just have some fun real quick. Talk to
Okay.
me. Just how to live it up in this world. Like I said, it's summer. Talk to me. What are some of your ideal fun party social situations? Like if you could do anything, money's not that much of an issue. What do you like to do to have the most fun in life?
Travel. If money was not an issue, I would travel. I would go
Travel.
everywhere. I would travel. I would really just live it up because like not nothing crazy, but like I like experiences. For me, is really about the experience. Like, did you go somewhere? Did you have fun? You know, you know, as I get a little older, getting lit is fun, but these days you pay for it like the next day. So I'm like, ugh. But like, I honestly, I want to be somewhere where I'm surrounded by like people that I love. I'm having a good time. There's music. There needs to be music wherever I'm at. I'm hitting
Yep.
a vibe. Like I need a dance. I need music.
Oh,
Um, you
all types of
know,
music too, I'm sure. The ones
all
you like to
types of
listen
music. I love everything. I love everything. Like how some people say they really don't love everything. Listen, if I'm in the mood, I don't care. You can dance to anything. If you have rhythm, that it goes a long way.
as long
So
as you have
like
that
I
bop.
yeah, like of course I have music that I prefer to listen to, but like if the DJ changes the thing, I'm gonna make the best of
Of course.
it. you know? But uh honestly, yeah, if I could man, like I need to be somewhere, especially like we're just doing things. Like I want to do things like if I like to travel and if I'm gonna travel, I don't wanna be doing things I could have just did, I could do at home. I
Of
wanna go
course.
somewhere, I want to do so. So money is not the option. Or catch me on all the planes, catch me just boom, 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 doing everything. Um, yeah, anytime that I could, obviously. And just I don't know, just having a good time, but also I think like not going anywhere with ill intentions.
Yeah.
So, uh,
Memories over money, my friends. I think
memories,
that's
memories, memories.
always the memories are one is gonna stick out. You might not remember how much you paid for whatever you did in a certain experience. You might not remember the exact amount, but you'll always remember that memory. Like I really, really take that in and smiling. And there's just so much, like you said, to be stressed about, but why not just treat yourself? I think that's part of your life. Even if you have to schedule to treat yourself, so treat yourself. And
Yes, that goes. Yeah, that's another that's self love. Like you gotta love yourself. That's a big thing. You gotta love yourself because that and love yourself. People are like, oh, I'm being selfish if you do things for yourself. No, you're doing stuff for yourself. Yeah, it's okay to do stuff for others. Trust me, I love to do stuff for others.
yeah.
It makes me happy to see like I can make someone else happy. But if I don't take that time to like treat myself, do good things for myself, I'm gonna burn myself out. Like I'm gonna burn myself out, and
And you'll
I'm
be
gonna be
broke.
looking. Yeah, and I'm gonna be broke, and I'm gonna be looking for happiness in others. Like that's a
Right.
big thing. I'm gonna be looking for happy. I'm gonna be doing stuff for others so they can be happy, so I can feel happy. Do you hear how dumb that sounds? like, like if you didn't initially happy with yourself or your treat us. That's like I said, like COVID really helped. Like lockdown, that's one thing that helped me realize like I wanted to learn more about myself. I started picking up hobbies. I
hmm
started planting, I started painting, I started
Yeah.
working now, I started cooking, I started baking. I started, just really taking care of myself, like really like trying to like I'm always out here getting facials. I was like, I was
hmm
just trying to do. I was like, oh, my back hurt. I'm about to go get a massage. Like,
Yeah.
like and I was like, yo, I don't do things like this for myself. I don't I'm never the one to do things for myself. And I realized it felt good to do things for myself, also to learn more about myself. Like I like try different things. I'm like, oh, I'm good at this. I'm not good at this. Maybe I'll pick this up. And just like you, right? This podcast came out of, you know.
Oh yeah.
So this the time this year for me has been a real time of growth
Tell me
and
about it.
just like figuring out, you know, how I want to navigate through life. And a lot of that stress has just been like relieved because I realized like I can only do so much. I can only apply my I'm gonna apply myself to the most highest percent that I can. But if situations or things just don't play out that way, I'm not gonna beat myself up over it. I did everything I could do, but it didn't work.
And then you picked something that did work. And oh man, what a win right here with that. It's just so cool and authentic. And you help show us with stories like this in our conversation why it's worth taking the time to realize the good and bad. You only turn to a beautiful swan after that, and always learning. And most importantly, like you said, is passing it on after that. Because somebody, if we'd like to think we could do all these things alone, but it's really the real friends and family support that made it possible to do this. And just be sure to do that for someone else and go a long way. Oh man, I could talk to you all day, Justin. You really, really have
Good talking
made
to you too. This was good.
really made a great time out of this. There's just one last thing I like to do, Justin, if it's okay with you. It's called the Proust
Sure.
Questionnaire. Everyone's first appearance. Usually, I like to answer these short but deep questions. And of course, Justin, I hope that we can continue to do this. I would love to have you on again in the near
Thank you.
future.
Yeah, this was fun.
Oh, thank you, man.
This
That's
was good.
music to my ears.
Hmm.
Real music to my ears. So, having said all of that, Justin, why don't we do the Proust Questionnaire? And we'll go from there. So just 10 short but deep questions. And I can't wait to see what you have to say about this stuff.
All right. Just short, short. All right, I got you.
Yeah, I
So
mean, you could, add a little to it. It's not like those questions like one word, that's it.
I
Just
got
I'll
you.
give the answer, then answer however you want.
I got you. All right.
So with that, my first question for you is, what is your favorite word?
My favorite word. Oh my god.
I love asking that. It's
uh,
amazing.
my favorite word. I think. Yo. I don't know. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be a curse word.
No, it's okay if you want it to be.
I
Do
think
whatever
my
you want.
favorite word is like bitch. You can say bitch in so many contexts and like get away with it. Like you can be mad and be like, "Yo, you a bitch," or you could be like, or you can see something like bitch.
Yeah,
Like you can
right.
use like, or like even like girls like, "Oh, you a bad bitch." Like you could, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right.
It literally like it's so funny because the word can just literally go with how you're feeling, like the emotion. I
Literally,
ain't never seen another word that you. I
it's
mean,
all in the tone.
probably, yeah, it's all the tone. The way you say bitch could make or break a day. I'm telling you, it really could.
Yeah, I never really thought of that. I know a lot of people say that about fuck, but like when you say with bitch too, it's just it adds a little more
I
zest
feel
to it.
like fuck is so dirty. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a dirty word. But bitch, you can say bitch. It has so many like the way you say it, it could just come off.
What's that
Just,
viral clip that's been going on with iCarly? She said bitch. You see that?
ah, I think so. I know what you talk about. I can't remember the new one. I've been trying to watch that new one, but I don't know if it's gonna ruin it for me.
You mind if I just quickly pull that up
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Go
really,
ahead. Go
really
ahead.
quick?
Go ahead. You good?
Literally writing iCarly bitch. It's funny, there's no suggestions when you write that in YouTube.
Did you mean
He says, you gotta switch it up on a bitch.
you gotta switch it up on a bitch? Yeah, like literally, like anyway, like I don't know. I think that's just a funny ass word. Like it's like a funny word, but I think the way you use it, honestly,
Yeah, that's gonna be a meme that lives with us for a long time, and it's true too. Sometimes you really do gotta switch it up on a
you
bitch.
do gotta switch it up on a bitch. Don't let them play you though. Don't, that's what I'm saying. So come in with good intentions, but you know if they come crazy, don't make me have to switch it up now.
Yes, great words from the great Justin Riley. Never forget that. So my second question is, what's your least favorite word?
Ooh. Um, hate.
Yeah,
Hate, because that's a strong word. That's a real strong word. I don't like to say that I hate things or hate people. So I don't really like to say that word a lot. Like even if I don't like you, I don't hate you. Like I try to find forgiveness in people, but hate, that's a word I don't like to use.
yeah,
Like even if you say I hate, well, there are things that I do hate, but no, that's for another reason. But I don't really use that word a lot.
exactly. Definitely know what you mean there. So with my third question, and this is more of a life of fulfillment question, not a sexual question that some dirty minds like to put it away. Though on two
Okay,
separate occasions they
I'll
actually
think
said
about
it.
this philosophically. Okay.
But yeah, this is more
Hmm.
of a life of fulfillment question. But what turns you on in this world?
Um, honestly, seeing like when you see somebody in like a natural happy state, like I it's so raw, it's so real. Like I think so. I'm a little bit of an empath, so I'll be feeling shit and energies
Mhm.
and all that kind of stuff. But when somebody is like really happy, genuinely happy, like you could feel that it radiates off
Yeah,
them. So, and especially for me, if I can be the person to bring some joy to someone, like you feel so like when you do, like, tell me not, when you do a good deed and you just did it just to do it, you feel so good, like that you made
absolutely.
someone else happy. So when like it really like, what was the, how did you phrase it again? What brings me, what did you say?
Well, oh, if it doesn't matter, sorry, you may not always get what you want in
No,
life.
no.
Oh,
What was the question? How'd you phrase the question?
oh, what turns you on in this world?
Yeah, what turns you on is when you can see people genuinely happy, and they're
It's an
happy for
amazing
and
answer.
they're happy for the right reasons, right? They're happy because something brought them joy.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, it's something that was good.
Yeah, whether it's performers doing it or people broadcasting or making music or wherever, you can see their true joy. It means a lot. And that's like my favorite thing. I love roaring crowds, whether at a concert, a sporting event. um at a speech, just roaring crowds together. I think that's like those few
Contagious,
seconds.
right? That
Yeah,
happiness is contagious, and it's like we don't have enough of it. We don't have enough of it. Like you don't like why you don't want to see people happy because you're not happy. That's when you have some shit to reflect on yourself. Like I love to see
absolutely.
people win. I have no animosity or anything towards people. If somebody's winning, that is great. I'm not jealous. I'm not a hater or anything like that. It's great for you. It's inspiring me. I need to start winning too. But I'm not hating on you.
Hmm.
People are so, oh, why them? Why them? Why them? Whatever. Just let the motherfucker be happy.
That's what
You
I'm
find out
saying.
why you're not happy.
That's the part of passing it on most of all, in that
Hmm.
pass that energy on. So having said that as well, what turns you off in this world?
Um, I think it would be probably like that the opposite of just like a nasty person.
Hmm.
Like why did you come into the situation nasty? Like it really irks me like when I see like people like get into situations and for no reason you're mad and you just curse the person out. I think for example, like you see this a lot in like especially now, right? Like the service industries are different, people
Hmm.
why you being mad at somebody that's doing their job? Or why you
Literally,
coming
right?
into a situation hostile? Like I know you mad at the situation, but unless the person, legitly did something to you that's shitty, don't come at them like that. Even when like that shit pisses me off. Maybe because I used to work in customer service, but
Hmm.
like, don't be mean to people. They just doing what they have to do. Like even when I'm on the phone, you've been on the phone for a long ass time, or I've been like, you trying to get a customer service, you've been all that kind of stuff. I've
Oh
been
yeah.
transferred this. When I
Right.
get on the line with whoever picks up the phone, I'm like, I just want you to understand that I'm mad at the situation and I'm not mad at you. All right. You are doing
Hmm.
your job, but I may come off mad. I am mad at the situation, but I understand I understand you are doing your job. So it really turns me off when people are just nasty to people for no fucking reason. Like, why are you like that? Like, why are you spreading your negativity towards on someone? Like that makes me so mad. Like, so a lot of times, if there's a situation that I can speak up, I'm gonna speak up. But if it's a situation that I can't, I'm just gonna leave. This I don't want to be around you.
Right.
It's not for me.
Nope, nope. And you hit the nail right on the head, especially like why did you literally I think it's scientifically proven it takes more energy to put out negative energy. And like why do you get, especially I used to work at retail, I worked at Kohl's. Anytime I dealt with a mad customer, he's like, you're really mad at this in this. A Kohl's in Norwalk, Connecticut, over you can't get $20 off instead of $10 off on your, I don't know, your Tony Hawk shorts, your J Lo tops. And it's like
Yeah,
it's
like
not that deep. And especially the restaurant industry, it's a fixable problem. Whoever said the
oh, that's a
customer
that's a
always
that's a
right.
that's another situation. Don't you be cursing out nobody. If you just sat there to curse somebody out who made your food, you might as well just ask for the bill because
Right.
I'm not sending my plate back to the kitchen. It's about to come back with spit and pubes and dropped on the floor 30 times. I don't want that. No, it's over. That's over. It's over. I'll never go somewhere and somebody they're like they just cursed. I don't want no, that's okay. No, I'm gonna leave because y'all about to shit on my food. Like
Yeah,
so
right. It's
you
not
never mess
that
with
deep.
somebody who prepared your food. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. Unless
People
I'm
will
telling you,
fix it.
unless they did something to you intentionally, okay, I get it. But it's not that
And you find that if you talk in a more calm, patient demeanor, you can get what you want fixed in a much more smoother way too.
my friend tells me this all the time. He's like, "You get away with things." I was, I'm just like, it's because I'm nice to them. You know what I mean? I'm very
Duh.
friendly. I'm very nice. So if something happens and I mess up, even like we go somewhere and like something happens, I just, I always get away with things just because I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just, I was nice in the beginning. It's
Right.
okay. Like you come, you what they you catch more bees with honey than vinegar or something like that. I don't know. My quotes are all off today, but yeah, I don't go into any situation ill-hearted, and it just comes back fine.
Oh yeah. By the way, I looked up. I think the meaning is you catch more flies with honey than vinegar.
Then
So
vinegar, yeah,
you have a better chance of
you're
someone
sweet.
giving. Yeah,
Yeah, you come
you
out
have a
sweet.
you have a better chance of getting a more positive outcome, even in a shitty situation, if you're just kind about it. And then instead of just screaming and wishing upon him, then you'll probably get cursed. Like, okay, I'm done helping you. Go away instead of
Listen, I
a
go
nice
somewhere, even
conclusion.
even if they mess up my phone, like I'm so sorry. I just wanna. They're like, oh, it's okay. I end up getting like extra stuff. I'm not gonna be paying
Exactly.
for it because I'm nice. I'm a nice guy.
Yes. Take it from that. The last 2 minutes, everybody. Being kind and nice does go a long way. Just don't
It
lose your
does.
soul over it.
Mhm.
So next is, what sound or noise do you love?
What sound or noise do you love? Ooh. Um, oh, like when you cut into a fresh paper,
Oh yeah.
like I can't make the noise, but it's like it's so
Yeah.
satisfying. Yeah, I don't know that noise.
So if you've seen it in the wall, I had many of examples making cuts just perfectly.
Yeah, something about that noise. I don't know why.
Some
Maybe it's the white noise.
hmm.
Maybe I like white noise. I don't know. I do like white noise though. It's very calming.
Oh, some things just go a long way.
Hmm.
So, what sound or noise do you hate?
What do I hate? Mm, I think just anything that makes my ears hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it has to be like ooh like when you like scratch like glass or something, like if you ever like
Oh yeah.
take a fork or something on a plane, like or like nails on a chalkboard. I think that is like an irritating noise.
Ooh, I can. I hate glass on glass is
Oh, it's
painful. The cringe.
pain.
Oh man. What
Or like
curse?
anything that like rub like really grinds together. I don't know, just really.
Grinding teeth. That's the worst.
Oh yeah, no.
A good thing my teeth don't really grind like that. Or what's your favorite curse word?
Um,
Whether it was mentioned already or such,
it.
but
I mean, yeah. I mean, I give you a favorite curse word. Nah, it would probably have to still be bitch.
well, we'll definitely take that. So, what profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
um, uh, if I could, I would attempt like messing. I'm trying to, but I don't even have the time. I don't even know where to start. Messing with like music. Um, just I wish I would have picked it up more and messed with it more when I was younger. I played with it a little bit, and I like have a whole like setup in here, and I try to use it, but like I still need to learn a lot. So um, I guess yeah, if I could profession something with music. I'm not saying like I want to be a sing like the act or something, but if I could like produce or like because I always have
Mhm.
like I'm always making beats in my head. There's always a melody. There's always something going on. I'm having all the concerts in the showers. literally everything. So if I could do that, other than my career, I guess I that's like a dream I would do.
Yeah, I've heard your voice before. And as said in a famous movie, I do think it's a combination of Fergie and Jesus. But in all serious in all seriousness, I do think you have a great singing voice. And
Thank
as
you.
long as the stuff there, again, never say never. And I'm surely on your side and I'll be supporting. And
Thank you.
can't wait till the
Appreciate
day
that.
you decide to give some more time for it. And it's gonna be an awesome day for that because I know you have the talent in you.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot.
Anytime, Justin. So having said that, what profession would you not like to do?
Anything that has to do with um like bodies. I don't have the stomach to be like a doctor
Yeah.
or surgery or
Mm,
anything like that. I'm so squeamish. Like
right.
not squeamish in the sense, but like I can see blood, that's fine. But like even like when like I'm watching like things and they're cutting into people, I'm like,
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like I have like phantom pains. So I don't think I could do. I couldn't be anything. I don't think I would want to do that. I don't have the stomach for it. My
Yeah.
I don't have the body for it.
We appreciate our medical professionals who do help us
We
through those
do.
times,
We
but
do. I am thankful
yeah,
for them, but not for me.
I hear what you're saying. So my final question for today, Justin, is if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Wow. This is wow. um.
Top it off with the cherry.
What would I want God to say to me? Um. mm, oof. um. That I really tried. Not that I really was one of His angels, like walking among us, because that's really what I'm trying to be, and am I there? No. And that's why if he said it to me, like I would feel like I did something. So every day I'm trying to be better at it, and that's why I say like you don't let that light go out in you. Don't pass that negativity on. Like be a light in someone's life. Like there are walking angels among us, and people don't even realize, like I said, when you inspire someone, when you motivate someone, you that little bit of angel comes out in you, and you keep it going, you keep it. So if I got all the way up there, I would just I want would like to hear like that, you did it, you were being, because there's times when do I get it wrong? Yes, but I'm trying to learn from it, and I'm just trying to be a good person. Like I just want to be a good person. People always like, like I said, what can I do? How can I impact the world? It literally starts by just being a good person. You be a good person, you put good intentions into everything you do, you're gonna affect people. Um, so yeah, just be an angel. I just wanted to say that you really was one of my, really was one of my angels. Honestly, that would be like all the validation I need.
Can't get
That's
any
all I
better
want to
than
be.
that. And I'm sure you'll reach that goal someday, Justin. Man, what a great show. An hour and a half, killing it.
I'm sorry,
Absolutely
I'm a
killing it.
talker.
No, I love it. I know when a show past hour and a half, and I have had amazing shows that have, of not been an hour and a half, but I always felt the hour and a half mark is a special one, and I'm glad we really hit it, and it was great every second. And plus, I work hard to pay for these Zooms Unlimited, so trust me, it's better when it's meant to be the way it's meant to be. So thank you, Justin. Seriously, thank you. And if we
All
wanted to
right.
follow you on Instagram, where would you find you, or any other social media?
Social media, Instagram, Music Geek 93. I've had that name forever. Way back when I thought, I was really gonna get into music. So yeah, Music Geek 93. That's my Instagram.
Was that ever your AIM name?
Nah, not my AIM name. Not the AIM name. Nah, nah,
You remember
nah.
your AIM name?
Yeah, It's JUSMR11. Just it was literally the beginning of my name, the M for my middle name, the R, and then 11 because I was 11 years old when I made it.
Mine was I had a rock band for three rehearsals. And our original name was called Fateful Day for some reason. Couldn't think of anything more
Fateful
clever.
day.
Fateful, and it was F Day 313. And I picked 313 because I was watching Eminem's 8 Mile, the epic ending rap battle. And that was it.
He was on some P Rabbit.
B Rabbit.
He was on some P Rabbit.
I should have picked that name.
313. Everybody's from the 313.
Classic every
That's
time.
classic. It's funny.
Oh man, but Justin, this was great. Every single second.
Thank you for thank you for asking me to be on your show. I'm honored that you think that I would have a good conversation with you. I mean, yeah, we're gonna have good conversations, but it does mean a lot. So thank you. I'm happy for you. I'm so happy. I hope this takes off for you. Like you said, you thought your dream would be to be hosting, another show, but you're gonna be you hosting your own show. You're making your own lane and your own name for yourself. So.
Oh man! All I ask, Justin, please come back on again.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really hope so.
Anytime you want me, we could talk about anything.
Oh, this is music to my ears. And hey, before we know it, since we are both in the state of Connecticut, maybe we can hang out one of these days too. Before we know it, too, we could set something up.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I should be coming to Norwalk. I usually go to Norwalk. I have friends down there.
Oh, no way! In
That's
our
what I'm
new
saying,
Norwalk too. So.
Oh, in the new Norwalk, yeah.
So yeah,
that's funny story. My grandmother used to be a cop down there for years. She's not a cop anymore. She retired,
really?
But she used to. Yeah, so Norwalk used to be like. I used to be in there with her.
Yeah, we've come a long way since like the 2000s, and our reputation has really changed a lot. And I could not be more proud of being a Norwalker. And we'll definitely see the other cool places that were that or in the Hartford area. We'll definitely make something work out, Justin. But until then, you're one of the greats. Thank you so much for this time. I can't wait to talk to you again, Justin. I really can't.
All right. Yeah, this has been great. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. That's the great Justin Riley, everybody. We'll see you really, really soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.